Well, we've got the Tigers head coach Dabo Swinney here on set with us now. And Coach, great to see you. I'm sure every time you get to watch that back, it never gets old, winning an ACC championship and getting to walk in here and look to defend that title.
That never gets old. That is for sure. When you win this league, you know, it leads to opportunity for bigger things. So, you know, it was awesome this past year to experience that with our team, to get back on top of that stage and hold that trophy. Team worked really hard, and you know, this team is you know, back, and got a lot of guys that were on that team, and you know, they're going to hand one out this December, and hopefully I can help these guys have a chance to do it again.
Coach, you made a really big splash in the offseason. Go out and hire an offensive coordinator in Garrett Riley. Why was it the right time to do that? Why was he the right guy to bring into Clemson?
You know, it's always about timing and fit, and it just felt like, you know, we just needed to kind of reinstill a little bit of confidence. Felt like we'd lost a little bit of confidence, and you know, Garrett was the right guy at the right time, and he's done just that. I mean, we really came out of the spring, even though we had a lot of guys not available, but we came out of the spring with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of confidence. He's a great fit for Cade. You know, he recruited Cade some, you know, coming out of high school, so it's been a smooth transition there. But you know, listen, the house is still the same house. We just new paint job, cleaned out the closets, put in some new flooring and some new cabinets.
And get you a lot of money doing all that.
Yeah, man. It's just everybody feels good about it.
Yeah. Coach, did I hear you right in the press conference? We're so good, we don't need the portal. Is that what I heard?
No, we've used the portal. It's not what you heard at all.
You know, that's what I was going to ask you, because I got a chance to watch it. Did you get a chance to see it?
I caught part of it. That's what I was trying to clarify.
They treat me with kid gloves around here, so I had like a 2-hour break. So I go in the room, turn on the TV, and that's what I was going to ask you, your philosophy on it, because it made a lot of sense.
Listen, all for it. I mean, it all depends on, I think, where you are programmatically. Everybody's different. If I took a job today, man, you're living in the portal because you got a lot of guys gone. But I mean, I'm going on year 15, and our program is very established, and there's a lot of continuity, and we have not lost any starters. You know, what puts us in the portal is starters leaving your program. We've not had a single starter leave in the last. And then the other thing is, if you have a bunch of guys leave after spring practice, you can't get high school kids in May. We've had 2 guys leave in the past 2 years, and they were both graduates. One was a 6th DN and one was a 6th corner.
Right.
So, and we've recruited well. You know, we're still signing, we think, you know, our top prospects. And so we've been a developmental program for a long time. We've signed a couple of quarterbacks out of the portal that have filled a need for us. And we've actually tried on a couple other guys along the way. We just didn't get them. But we love our roster, and we've just had a lot of retention. Like this year, we had 7 guys back that are all graduates. 3 of them have master's degrees, and I didn't anticipate any of them being back. And so, they.
You know why they came back?
We got the stay at Clemson portal going on.
Hey, there you go.
So that affects a lot of those decisions.
As I listened to those guys, they came back because they thought they could still get better under your leadership and under your program. And I'm sure it was just by the skill set of their position, but also it sounds like your strength and conditioning people really do a great job to help those guys continue to grow.
Yeah, we had, you know, 2 of our D linemen got 2nd-round grades, and they came back. Right. And again, they all have their degrees. They didn't come back to hang out on the lake for another year or hang out in Clemson.
That's fun,
or to graduate, although that's great. They came back with a very distinct purpose, both individually and then what they want to do as a team. And so that type of leadership and focused leadership has really driven our offseason, along with another really great recruiting class. 15 of them came in January, and it's been a lot of fun. A lot of good indicators of success with this team at this point.
Well, Coach, all the fans at home know Cade Klubnik, they know Will Shipley, they know the big names in your team. But I know you always have some players that are in the chamber that have been developing. Are there any names that we're going to hear this season that are going to make a big impact?
There's a lot of them. I mean, you know, we got a couple guys, if they're on the field, good things happen. So Adam Randall, Cole Turner, Jake Brenningstool. I mean, these are guys that you know, are still early parts of their career, but they're going to be incredibly impactful. You've heard a lot about Shipley, probably haven't heard as much about Maffa. but he's a bad dude. He's a great player. A guy like Wade Woodaz, we call him Whoop-Ass. He's
the NIL deal right there. Call it.
There you go, man. He's a great player. So we got a lot of those guys, man. It's a really good mixture. I think this is the fastest team we've had. Well, I know because we track all that. And we've had more guys over 20 miles an hour than any team we've had. This is the most accountable team we've probably had in 6 or 7 years. And we had 3 kids negative in accountability points last week. So, those are good indicators. You got to go do it. But I think at this point, before we ever get on the grass, we've got a good team that's locked in and ready to go compete.
Continuing on the defensive side of the ball there, you just mentioned those linebackers and things that you expect from them. Wes Goodwin going into year 2. Probably learned a lot of lessons year 1. How is he going to be better? How has he gotten better for year 2?
I watched you your first year on ACC Network, and I'm glad they brought you back for year 2. Man, and now you are a pro.
Come on.
I mean, it's unbelievable. You're like on the XFL, the USFL. You're on the bald bearded man, all pro team.
That's right.
So you get better, right?
That's right.
You get better when you don't. It's like being a head coach. You don't know. You think you know.
Especially year 1.
Yeah, and but do you have the aptitude? Do you have the skills? Do you have the work ethic? Do you have Wes Goodwin, he's like Renfro. He may not look the part that some people want him to look, but he's a bad dude, man. And Wes Goodwin is going to be awesome. He's going to coach for a long time, and yeah, man, he's just like Cade. You don't know. He didn't know what he didn't know. Now he knows what he didn't know, and so you get better if you're made of the right stuff. And Wes is made of the right stuff. The kids love him. They love Wes. He's really smart. We have an awesome, and it's not just him. Man, Nick Eason's a rock star. Lemansky Hall's a rock star. Mike Reed, our assistant head coach, is a rock star. Mickey Kahn. We have a great staff, and there's a lot of synergy. These guys are coming off a championship. It's not like, I guess we stink because we didn't make the playoff, but these guys are really good. And but Wes has really grown a lot in this year, and good things are coming for him.
Coach, you talk about recruiting. You got a guy, Peter Woods. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Yeah,
and if we're going to see him this fall.
Yeah. Same thing. If he's dressed out for the Tigers and available, good things are happening. He's one of the most unique players in my 20 years at Clemson. And I had this. So we had Christian Wilkins, Dexter Lawrence, Austin Bryant, Cleveland Ferrell, all in Clemson for 5 weeks this summer. They were all in Clemson 5 weeks training this summer. Oh, nice. And we floated in the lake for like 2 hours last week before they left. And we were talking about this guy. And they get their feelings hurt because I'm like, we ain't ever had one show up like this guy. Because Christian was a little fleshy and, played at a little small private school. And Dexter was really, really big and needed to kind of hone in a little bit. And, Austin and Cleveland were kind of puny, This kid, it's rare that you get a guy, Coach, that it's like all matches up. Like some guys, they're physically ready. Right. But mentally, it's just they're not there. Right. Some guys, they're ready to play today, but physically, they're not there. This is a guy that mentally and physically, it's unbelievable. I mean, he played 7A football at Thompson High School, which, ironically, I grew up hating Thompson. That was my rival in high school. It was my rival. But, man, you talk about they went to 5 state championships in a row. This kid's been coached to the nth degree, but he runs probably a 4.65. He's 300-plus pounds. He's probably top 3 or 4 strongest kid on. And he's a humble, unique kid. And that's saying a lot about a guy that ain't played one snap, right? But he's just one of those rare guys that he's just ready. And so it's been cool because you got like Rook and Tyler. These are pros. Playing for Clemson this year. These guys could be playing on Sunday, like right now, but they came back here, and here's this young kid coming in, and it just makes everybody better.
Good problems to have.
So you'll see him. You'll see him.
Well, Coach, in my days at Florida State, playing against you and then covering you here at the ACC Network, I know you don't shy from competition and just the conference getting better. You look at Florida State, they're getting better. You look at Carolina, they're improving. NC State, all these different teams getting better. Don't you think that helps the health of the conference?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, I think we should be talking a lot more than just Florida State and Clemson. Because I think, first of all, there's a lot of great coaches in this league, and there's some great players. Look, all the way back to 2005. And even if you just want to say the past decade, all the way back to 2013, we've had the second most draft picks. The NFL, as y'all know, is the best league in the world. Well, they've come to the ACC to fill their rosters. It's been the SEC and the ACC, and not only that, we're second in first-round picks. So there's great players. Last year, 12 starting quarterbacks in the NFL, that came from this league, more than any other league. And you look around this league this year at all these quarterbacks. And it seems like we play them all. And I knew it was going to happen with this first year. Let's do away with the division. Let's load it all up and get these TV ratings going or whatever. But, yeah, man, I mean, there's some great teams and some great stories, great coaches, and it's so much more than Clemson and Florida State. But it's absolutely, I mean, it's not bad in any league when you have a bunch of good teams. That drives competition. Competition makes everybody better.
Well, if everybody's rising up to your level, that's great. If Clemson's going down to the pack, that's not good, but it's not happening. You guys aren't slowing down. People are trying to catch up, and that's what's
a lot of good teams, man.
Better.
I think anybody, listen, we're going to go play Duke on Labor Day night, and everybody goes, oh, Clemson's going. Freaking Duke?
No.
They're 14 points away from being undefeated last year.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a really good football team, and Elko's as good a coach as there is in the country. And I mean, we need to talk about that. Like, what Duke did last year is incredible, and so
QB's not bad.
A lot of great, oh man, yeah. There are a lot of great stories in this league, and man, we're proud to be a part of it. And again, somebody's going to hold the trophy up in December, and it's my job to try to help our guys, make it there and get it done.
Coach, I want to talk a little bit more about your quarterback, because he was the one that came out of that game MVP, helping you hold that trophy up last time. And we talked to him earlier, and he said, look, being a part of that quarterback room was the best thing that could happen to him. He wasn't ready at the beginning of the season when people wanted him to be ready. We sat in meetings with you where you would tell us that he wasn't ready yet. What have you seen from him this offseason that just makes you feel so good about what we're going to see this year?
His butt's gone from there to there, all right? So he's 25 pounds heavier, and so he physically, mentally, skill set, all that stuff. But the guy was 179 pounds when he showed up,
right.
And he's going to probably be about 205 next week when we weigh in. So just physical growth, and then his experience. He knows he's the guy, and man, that just helps with the leadership. You spend 5 minutes with him, he's got this great energy and enthusiasm, right? And that's contagious to everybody. But he's incredibly accurate. He's a winner. He's won his whole life. And when you're around a guy, you get around anybody who's won a lot, there's certain characteristics that they possess, and he embodies every single one of them. And commitment, sacrifice, confidence, the love of preparation, all of those things. So it's been awesome to watch him kind of assert himself. And again, now he has a very clear vision of what it looks like, and he can plan for that and build on and apply the lessons that he learned last year.
Good deal.
We can't wait to see it, Coach. We'll wrap up, actually, our ACC football road trip, our road first week of it, with you on August 11th. And we've talked a lot about that Duke game. We think you're right. That's going to be a great one on Monday night. Cannot wait to see that.